minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are back for Blaze of Glory Hole 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's the working title of this show. Season 2 will be called something entirely different. Yeah, we're back for episode 5? It's stuck in the middle, which is I'm pretty sure it's episode 5. Stuck in the middle.
It's one of those.
It's a middle number.
Those numbers.
Yeah, it's a numbered episode for sure. But with me here, as always, yeah, right. With me here, as always, this is McLokin. We have Cherry Bob-Omb. We have Sam, aka the Wizened Fool, and of course, we have Johnny, aka Video Store Cowboy. That being said, guys, if you want to be part of the conversation, please go check us out on Discord. If you want to help the channel out, please go check us out on Patreon. And if you want to help this wonderful, amazing, beautiful cast, you can see that donation bar in the bottom right-hand corner called Thurs Fortune. It serves two purposes. One, all the money that goes into that bar goes back to this wonderful cast, and when that bar fills, Johnny gets to do all kinds of crazy nonsense at us, and we just have to live with it, and that's our burden and not his. That being said, I will turn things over to Johnny to do a little recap and bring us into space time. Space crime time.
Space crime time. Mm-hmm. That should be the name of the second season, Space Crime Time.
Blaze of Glory Hole 2, Space Crime Time. I guess it would be Blaze of Glory Hole 3, Space Crime Time.
Yeah. Space Crime Time is exactly it. I want you guys to all know that I got a tweet over the weekend that Mike expressed his love to me. I just want you to know it's documented. It's out there. You can't remove it. I screenshotted it. It's just the way it is. He expressed his complete and undying love for me. It was great. It was great. Thanks, John. I just wanted that there for posterity.
I was trapped on a train and I felt in peril for my life, and that was how I would get it out there that you'd know, Mike, this isn't Mike. He's in danger. It didn't work, but I'm no longer in danger.
Mike's hostage. He's a hostage.
Hostage. It's a hostage situation. Send in Liam Neeson. All right, guys, let's get started here. Previously on Blaze of Glory Holes. Fitzy. He's asleep, but he's not. And he's talking to a voice inside his head. Only it's not a voice. It's a construct, apparently of precursor origin, very much alive and wanting out of his head. The construct, who called itself Polly but subsequently was dubbed Friday by Fitzy, explains the situation. Fitzy picked up the construct in the warehouse at the Praxium Institute. The tech that Fitzy has in his head automatically synced with Friday and is now beginning to overwrite Fitzy's brain for Friday. It won't be long, and it's a painful process, and Friday wants out. Badly. Meanwhile, Switch, Levi, and Sally direct the Glory to land on Indri. The crew needs to meet up with Len, Levi's contact and the person behind the job they were given. With Fitzy finally awake, the crew head to Club 37 to meet with Len, only to find out that it's not a good time. Len's been burned. The warrant that's out for the crew is a bad deal, and someone named Stev is causing Len and the crew problems. Once some posturing and displays of power are out of the way, Len explains that the crew will have to take the cube to Len's client, some mysterious member of House Malcleth. With Len having to wait for a reply from his contact, the crew gets some much-needed R&R. While Levi and Switch go all in for the pleasure, Sally goes all in for the drug manufacturing, while Fitzy Sally goes all in for the drug manufacturing, while Fitzy medically meditates on Friday's situation. What he finds troubles him. He's got to get sober, and he's got to find some location with a bunch of tech. Badly. When the message finally comes from Len, it's preempted by an invitation to Levi from someone calling herself Darla. She works with a little group called the Starless Veil, and they're asking for his help. The goal? Help them get House Malcleth through Len's contact. They're promising to help Levi catch Stev, a person from his past who apparently has a grudge. And as we fade in, Darla is just there, looking expectantly at Levi. Well,
okay. One thing, she deleted my data pad, right?
Oh, yeah.
So as she is talking to me, I'm writing a script, and that script will come into play in a second, right? So what I want to do is be like, okay, so you want me to go talk to the people that I can't remember. It feels like a week's gone by, but
House Malcleth.
House Malclef, right? There's House Malclef. You want to go. What do you want me to find out about them? How much money are you paying me? What are we doing here? It's just like I'm interviewing for a job right now. What are you looking for here?
We don't deal in cash. Cash is something that mere mortals. And she kind of waves her hand and kind of gives you that little sort of weird sort of smirk.
I'm sorry, are you a robot?
Oh, no. You can make cash with us if you really want to, but honestly, I think what you're looking for is more information. You seem to have a problem, and his name is Stev.
I mean, like, I didn't really know that problem, but then he is a problem. But like, that problem might fizzle itself out, or it fizzle me out, one way or the other. That's how life works. But right, what are you wanting from me? Because what happens if Stev is taken care of, and then you are wanting, like, are you wanting to hire me? Like, are you wanting to have jobs? Because there's more things than money. There's reputation, and there's other things. And then like, or you could pay me in what I know about you people is that you have very good resources in technology, so I can make maybe like a hacking tool or something like that. But it's not like I haven't tried to do that already. So
call this an interview.
Okay.
Call this a test. Call it whatever you want. I mean, we don't care as long as we get our into House Malclef. We have no problem taking care of Stev or the warrant or anything else. And she just kind of waves her hand. This game is bigger than some paltry little ship and some little cube.
Yes,
this is about the fate of the hegemony.
I do agree. And then at this point, what I want to do is I want to write a program that goes off, and the program is going to jump proxy to proxy several different places, and then try to locate, because someone had to access my data pad, taking that signal, reverse engineering and backtracking it all the way to that source and trying to hack the Starless Veil, and looking up aliases named Darla and looking up her real name.
That's an impressive hell of a hack, all with a script that you're trying to do right as you're kind of typing this out. Levi's up to the challenge.
Yes. If it fails, it fails. I want to
planet, Levi.
Hack the fucking planet. They're trashing my rights right now. They deleted my data pad.
They're trashing our rights. That is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
You guys are cute.
That is the movie that got me into computers and why I work in cybersecurity now.
It got me into rollerblading.
Well, unfortunately, it's not always a good movie. It's not always a good benefit.
Okay, I'm gonna pause all of this real quick because you just said that's the movie that got you into computer security. I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
Have you ever seen a movie called War Games?
Oh yeah, I saw that too.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
All right, that's a whole generation before we're.
Oh yeah. But I mean, the hacking in Hackers is way cooler than War Games. Like,
What?
he only does like 2 lines of code. Yeah, I'm aware.
You can't. You don't think that you can start a thermonuclear war by like typing "want to play thermonuclear war"?
Yeah, but the hacking wasn't cool.
Wait. Do you want to know something? Do you want something funny about War Games? So some of the hacking in War Games was written by Hollywood, and hackers actually looked at it and they're like, that actually works. They didn't think about it until War Games came out, and then they're like, "Oh shit, this works!" and started using it in actuality, and they didn't have a defense against it because Hollywood made it up.
That's great.
Do you know the story? Okay, this is the last thing, and then we're going back to the game. But do you guys know the story about Reagan and the movie War Games?
No.
Oh, so he apparently saw the film at the White House, asked his Joint Chiefs of Staff if it was real. They all laughed at him because they figured, haha, movie president. A week later, the Air Force, Chief of Staff comes back and says, "Sir, it's much worse than you expected." That movie single-handedly had a significant impact on the way that computer security worked for the U.S. government in the 80s.
And that's how we have Skynet.
I thought Reagan was wearing the green suit and he played the monkey in the.
He did play the monkey, but that was Project X. Let's not get into that though.
Wow.
All right, back to it, guys. All right, Levi. So this is the mother of all hacks in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this is necessarily risky in the normal sense, but it's definitely risky in respect to what would happen if you fail.
I feel like this is desperate. Aren't these guys like the primo?
Absolutely. Which is what my next question was. Does this Levi or does the group feel like it's risky, or is it actually something that's so desperate? And Sam, you're basically making my argument for me that it sounds like it's desperate.
It's very much desperate because he's doing this in front of her and having a conversation and typing and looking her in the eyes as he's like typing this script and all that kind of stuff, and then like sending the script off. And as soon as the script off, it deletes itself and then goes and does all that kind of stuff, and then it's going to retrieve and then come back. It's called a Fido maneuver, and so. Basically, and that's what he's doing, because like at some point as he's done typing the script, and like doing very like complicated coding and like different sets of coding like he does, like it's very patchwork, but like somehow becomes like a perfect storm of fucking he hacked a bounty system with kind of doing the similar shit. So he's very much, and he's acting very casual about it, but he's like, oh fuck. He's really high too at the same time. So he's like, oh, okay. Like in his inner monologue, he's just like, oh, well, If it goes bad, I'm going to fucking die right here. But let's find out.
How many of the greens did he take?
At least 2, a purple, and a red.
Whoa. Oh boy.
He got the news.
He was stressed out, man.
That's bad news bears.
So he can remember things. So he's probably remembering things really well right now.
Yeah.
That might be something to consider with whatever role he's about to make.
Okay, well because it was described that way, we're going to talk about that being an actual bonus die into this whole thing, regardless. All right. So desperate.
Be Mufasa of Space Joke.
Desperate. So I gotta
right. Okay, so it's desperate. Now, what about the effect here? You only are really looking for her information. That feels a little limited to me.
I also want to add that I make her deceased.
You went straight past the credit cards and the porn or in the singles ads. You went straight for deceased. All right.
I think so. So on that note, Johnny, I think it's more than limited, right? Because like at a minimum, he's looking for the name, like the actual name, but he also wants to write the code, have it self-delete off of his tablet while he's using his tablet in front of her, and then go out and then come back with a retrieved thing without being traced. So that sounds like a pretty great.
It is. I think it's absolutely fucking great. It's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Before we talk about assists or even the pills and how they help, I have one other question for Levi.
Wait, do Sally's pills ever help?
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
She could, especially since she's been doing stuff as long-term projects, they could be assets.
They heal us, sure.
This is why they
Oh yeah.
And in this game, like if you have like a narrative asset, like in the same way, if you have like an item, it can either give you a bonus die or boost your effect. So,
Excuse me.
Well said. Here's the question I have for Levi before we have any other part of this discussion, and this is one of my favorite parts about talking about like the way that the blade systems and Scum and Villainy and all that. I love talking about the narrative position and dice. So we're coming back to a very basic question for Levi. What's Siri doing?
I think Siri caught on to what I'm doing, and she's doing the exact same thing, but faster.
and better.
And so it might be, it also, and so it might be a point of I want to make this a competition. If she gets better than me, she displays the information to her a second before I send the information. If I do better than Siri, I send the information to her before Siri can.
But I feel like Siri would leave your trail she would like make it very obvious to everybody that she beat you at this. It's like, hey, look at what Levi tried to do and I did better.
Yeah. And that's completely what would happen. If I won, I would get a tally and she wouldn't say anything about it.
Okay. I love the way that this is kind of evolving. It's just perfect. Now, Sally's drugs.
Yes.
That feels like an assist from Sally. And because of the way that the both of you have sort of worked this, I'm going to give you guys a free assist here if you guys want to use it.
Sure.
Okay. Yes.
So that's one die. That's a free assist.
Okay.
Now you can push yourself or you can take a devil's bargain.
I'm pushing myself.
Okay. So that's
right
another
away,
one.
first thing in the episode.
That works completely. All right. Now, all of that sounds like
I'm using my special armor.
Well,
it's hacking.
So that means that you won't have to spend stress to push yourself. You can't do both with one roll. You can basically just spend your special armor to get that die, or you can spend 2 stress, but you can't spend 2 stress and use that special armor to get 2 dice.
Oh no, that's what I was saying. Like I was pushing myself and using my special armor.
Got it. That makes sense.
Okay. So that sounds like 2 bonus die, and your base is 3. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll dice. That's a lot of dice.
It's a lot of dice. And goddamn,
5
showing up.
6. Are we ready?
Go.
5d6.
5d6.
I wrote that. I would like to say Levi's the hacker, not me.
That's a crit.
Oh shit, that's a crit. Oh, ow.
And you got XP. If you have somewhere to mark it, don't forget.
Yeah,
that
goes one to your attribute.
I'm just gonna do XP and then mark once and then twice now. Or is it?
It's 1 XP for solving with crazy hacking.
Okay. So let me just make a new thing. Okay, XP one mark. I'm putting 1 mark.
Yeah, it goes into your insight.
Okay. And at this point in time, I beat Siri?
With a crit, not only did you beat Siri, you made it obvious that she was screwing up and you left her signature all over the fucking internets, the series of tubes, the signal, the wire, whatever you want to call it. So narrate us to the point where you get to showing her credentials.
Right when the fact of she's like, yes, this is an interview. And then I put my tablet on the ground and then slide it over to her and stare at her.
She kind of smiles, but her smile falters a little bit. And she looks down. And she looks back up at you.
Did I get the job?
It's an A+ for effort. I must admit, they told me that you were good. This is. Excuse me a second. She gets nervous and she turns away. She gets on her phone. I mean, he's hacking me already. I know that was expected, but he's got my real. All right. Click. She turns and she's like composed, but you can see that she's really pissed.
I'm not looking at her. I'm looking at Siri and going like, "Oh, what now, bitch? What? What is it?"
And Siri is just bitching at you. Look, if you can stop playing with your sex toy there for just a second.
You can't fuck that thing. That thing fucks you.
That's my point. It's your sex toy. It fucks you. Anyways, seriously.
Whatever way it goes, I mean.
I don't. Anyways.
I'm not the one thinking about it.
She shakes her head. reaches into her pocket. She pulls out a data stick, and she says, "This is all the information you'll need when you meet the contact. Its proximity location is tied to where you're going to meet them. If you try to open it beforehand, the data will burn, and it'll burn you."
Like literal fire, or are we talking about like...
No, not literal fire, idiot. We do not use the way in the Starless Veil. Are you kidding me? We're not those freaking mystic idiots.
The space virgins. We call them space virgins.
That's pretty good. She goes to the phone and starts to type that down, and you can see over it, we should call them space versions. And she goes back to you. She's like, all right. Now, I believe you've got a message waiting for you back at the Glory, and I think that you need to start moving very quickly. Okay. You have a short period of time.
All right. What proximity am I opening this in? Within the house? You just told me proximity. Like, what proximity to what? To me? I can open it now.
It'll beep green and beep at you. It'll have a green display and beep at you when it's time.
Okay.
You can go now.
What? Oh, I mean, I'm okay. Well, very well. I hope you figure out, the whole dead thing. Bye. And that just walks out.
And as you're kind of walking away, you hear, "Shit, I am dead." And we're going to cut back to the Glory. Where's everybody else?
I think I'm drunk.
So you didn't take Friday's advice, huh?
I mean, I was already drunk when he gave me the advice, so I don't think I just immediately sobered up. So I think I'm still casually drunk.
Like, well, I gotta just keep going for now until this one wears off.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to taper down. I'm like Space Archer over here. I gotta, it's one day at a time.
God damn it, Space Archer.
I'd be creepily watching him / maybe trying to figure out what his brain is doing while he's taking these naps. It's up to you, Fitzy.
You can be a pervert. I'm not gonna stop you.
Not a pervert.
Okay, Doc.
Technically, that is perverted, so yeah,
Okay.
I think you are a pervert.
Looking at that part.
Whatever you say, Doc.
I'm a doctor, it's fine.
Yeah. Yuck.
No. Sally's not looking at that. She's just trying to figure out why you keep taking these long naps that aren't necessarily alcohol related. I think she would know the difference at this point.
She's got you there.
I'm just meditating. God.
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Yeah, so I think Fitzy's drunk, and he's just drunk meditating.
Yeah, I think Switch gets back to the ship. He went to get supplies. That was like what I said his training for Sway was. So he gets back, and I think he's like getting the ship ready, and then like we see him finish getting the ship ready and like lounging in the cockpit smoking a cigarette, and then like we see kind of like one of those time passing montages where it like goes from like an empty ashtray to like a bunch of cigarettes, and then like he's just like, all right, where the fuck is Levi? We gotta get out of here already.
I'm right here. I've been here the whole time.
How long? How long are you?
I'm in engineering, so you are in the cockpit.
I thought, Sally, did you mess with my cigarettes?
No. Do you want me to?
Yes.
Do you want to remember?
I would prefer if you didn't. I gotta fly the ship. Somebody's gotta stay sober on this goddamn boat.
Yeah, but you can like remember maneuvers, and then you can just be like, oh, loop-de-loop, do a barrel roll. And
all right, so are we good to leave? I didn't realize Levi was on the ship.
Yeah, he's been here a while. She gives him a look like.
I just walked in as soon as he said that.
Yeah. At this point, she's just broing for him.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess I'm not as observant as I thought. I swear that he wasn't here. I thought
if you had a remembering cigarette, you could remember that I was here, and we could have left like 20 minutes ago.
All right. You know what? When you're right, you're right. Sally, just one. I just one. I'll try one, and then I'm gonna save this.
For shite's sake, I'm trying to meditate here. Why are we all having this conversation directly around me?
Yeah. So I think while he like tucks the cigarette behind his ear and starts tapping and getting us off the ground.
Look.
And he's like,
I'm trying to get a space ghost out of my head.
How's that going?
Not great. Shut up, everyone. The ship's too small for all this talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to go get a bigger ship? Is that what you want to do?
Is that an option? Do we have enough money for a bigger ship?
Oh yeah, so let's all pool together and see what we can do. Our efforts combined, we can go buy the shit dread ship.
Oh,
I want to point out, technically, we don't have enough money for the ship we're on. I haven't paid Boris back yet.
that sounds like a you problem.
I think Boris is a little more concerned than what we owe him currently.
That's a good point, but
remember, he's having bounty envy.
Just one thing really quick here while I am, taking off and trying to pilot. Did we get everything worked out with Len?
Oh, yeah, no, he's got the thingamabob. No, we have the thingamabob. I might take the thingamabob apart.
No, we got to take it.
What are you taking apart?
We're making this delivery. You're not taking it apart. We're making the delivery.
All right, let's go make the delivery.
All right. So that's it. Nothing else. We're good.
Yes, we're going to House Markiv. That's somewhere in I don't know.
Yes, the Forgotten Margrave, or something.
I can't remember what system we were going to, but I think it was Warren, right?
Wait a minute, where you were going? The information was well. So you didn't look at actually the message that came in from Len. Oh. Nobody actually looked at that.
I just walked in. I was going to look at the messages. I thought that was something.
That's what I was asking him for where we're supposed to go.
I thought we figured that out last time, and I thought the message was something else that she was referring to, but she's dead, so she doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Okay. So I look at my messages.
So the message comes up, and it reads very simply, "You know the haunt, the cove. You have 72 hours."
Oh, okay. Switch?
Yep.
Do you know where we're going, right?
Well, I'm waiting for you to tell me.
Well, we have to go to Rin.
Well, I mean, okay, that's a popular system.
Okay, it is a popular system, but there's a little place that, the Ashatari Cloud that we're going to go to,
Oh, you motherfucker.
I didn't pick the destination. Don't fucking look at me like I fucking am doing all this. Let's go.
All right.
What's the worst that can happen?
We already ran into pirates, and we weren't even in...
It can't get any worse than that.
Oh, Sally, we're going to the cloud. You can stock up.
Oh, yay!
Just a complete opposite reaction.
Yes. Switch just starts typing in coordinates to the because we're in Iota still, so he starts typing coordinates to the jump gate, just like cursing and swearing and bemoaning his luck that he has to go into a pirate infested cloud of ionized gas.
Oh, it's not even that bad.
Have you ever been there? It smells fucking terrible.
Of course I have.
All right, well.
I think it smells like a rainstorm after a nice, fresh summer day.
I just want to point out here, there's like a 97% chance that we run into somebody that either hates Levi or hates me. So,
well, I mean,
everyone likes me. What the fuck are you talking about?
How do you
that
think-
is just not true.
How do you think Sally makes all of her drugs? It's cloud dust.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we got to go there. Those drugs, people like those drugs. People want. Oh, we could sell those.
Yeah, no, like, we can make a lot of money selling drugs.
It seems way safer than whatever we're doing now.
Sally, who's the one who knocks?
I've been trying to tell you guys this for ages. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Usually it's me, to be honest.
I mean, I let you test on me all the time. That's
all you gotta do is find a cult with a lot of money, and you're set for a very long time.
Wait, hold on. Why do we need a cult?
Wait, do you become their leader?
I could run a cult, I think.
Oddly enough, I think you could.
Religions are very well funded, so that's where the money is.
I know you have run a cult. That did not go well. No, not you. Switch.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, look, there could have been improvements made, but
drugs.
They always the drugs probably would have helped. I think that may have been the missing link there. This is all happening while we're like en route. Oh man!
So as the glory is exiting the atmosphere, a message comes in from a certain pirate in a certain ship, also known as the Blaze of Glory. Or sorry, as the Glory Hole.
We're technically flying.
Yeah, we're the Glory Hole 2, Cosmic Boogaloo right now.
Right. So as the message comes in, it just reads. It's a text message, and it says very simply, "When I find you, and don't worry, I will find you. I'm going to take that ship and shove it up your ... and then the message just kind of stops.
Can I respond to the message?
Oh, you sure can.
Okay. I'm going to put, it's just going to be full of emojis. The emojis are going to be like a smug look, and then a wave, a smelly wave, and then poop.
Yeah.
Then a dragon.
By the way, Fitzy, we upper decked a ship, kind of, sort of. It's complicated.
Oh! The whole ship?
Or it's a dreadnought class ship too. It's full of shit.
Oh. Just one room or the entire...
Guy drugs, and he was gonna shit himself, and the ship was it was bad. There's probably poop everywhere there.
What?
No, there's poop everywhere.
From the toilets and the man shitting.
I'm gonna just pass back out. I think it's probably safer that way for me at this point.
Look, mistakes were made. I thought we could talk our way out of it. It turned out we needed a hostage, and if they had played ball, we wouldn't have had to do the whole thing with the hacking.
Well, on the bright side, I have it on good authority that you can't be killed in the cloud, so that's fine.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of Boris's friends hang out in the cloud, but it's probably fine.
It's against the law. Space pirate law, I guess. But it's against the law nonetheless that you can't be killed inside the cloud.
I just want to let you know about this, Fitzy. It's against the law to kill people just in general.
Oh, right, but the Space Pirate Code is a little bit stronger than just the regular law. They have to kidnap... Yeah, they have to kidnap you and take you outside of the cloud to kill you.
I don't think that...
Yeah, the Banshee Queen.
Right.
Trust me, it's a whole... I've been there a handful of times. It's a whole thing. Don't...
Okay.
I'm going to be looking at my Cove notebook. Really quick.
All right. So as this conversation is happening, we're gonna cut through the whole minutia of the journey. Indri was actually very close to the jump gate, and so it's within hours. The electric boogaloo is able to just jump through the gate very quickly and make it to the Ren system. And the journey from the jump gate in Ren to the Ashtari cloud is really sort of like easy. It's a non-standard, or is the standard just sort of like fare of just a straight up journey? There's no, you don't run into any of the ships. You're not going on any of the common shipping lanes, but you're able to make sort of a direct path towards the cloud. And as you kind of come into view of the cloud, Fitzy, you've been there before. Describe to me the Ashtari cloud.
You know that one scene in Solo where he does the castle run? It's nothing like that. It looks like the Horsehead Nebula. So it's all like purples and greens and grays and blues, and it's constantly shifting. And because of the ionized gas, every once in a while it sort of crystallizes and forms like solid things that sort of shatter and recapitulate into gases. So it's a little challenging to navigate through if you're not a good pilot, but we're pretty sure Switch is fine. Because things just form into solids and then break apart in front of you. And as far as I am aware, the cove moves. So that's the hardest part about finding it, and the greatest thing about it is that it moves around. So good luck.
Oh, that's not the only problem here.
Well, I mean, there's also the space pirates, and if you smell the cloud, you have visions, and
These are the other space pirates that we didn't just rip off. So
right, yeah,
that's the good thing.
Good.
How do you know that the Maelstrom and Draxler's Raiders are not like buddy right now?
I can make a roll for it. Switch is the guy who knows people.
That's true.
It's kind of like his thing to know people and stuff.
Okay. So basically what you are is you don't get drunk, but you know things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second. Switch, have you ever been to the Cove?
So Switch was trying to play Space Pirate for a little while. Remember, if you recall correctly, like when he first ditched out on the Turner Society, he pretended to be like this famous space pirate, Wild Bill Donovan. And
I do remember that.
So he probably because the Cove is kind of like Tortuga-esque, right?
Very much so.
So he probably picked up some crew members here at one point. I don't think he's ever been here as Marcus Switch Rackham. He has been here as Wild Bill Donovan, space pirate,
Esquire, the third.
All right, so that leads me to my next question: was he ever required to actually pilot to the Cove?
That's
through the cloud?
A better question.
I see.
I think by the time he was getting there, he probably would have had a helmsman, because he started his journey in Holt, and had to get there, and Switch can fly. Switch is a good pilot, but I think that's one of the more recent skills he's kind of picked up, since he's been out on his own. So yeah, I don't know that he's ever flown through the Ashtari cloud before.
Excellent. So, guys, with that in mind, tell me how you're going to navigate the Ashtari cloud.
Sheer gumption.
Okay. Does that mean you're heading headlong into it?
No, hold on.
Obviously, with the power of the wave.
I would know the Cove because I was part of the Wreckers, and we're by Baftoma. So we probably did a lot of deals over there. So I probably know how to rig the ship to ionize the cloud and make it so we're less turbulent.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Sure. That's an engineering element, but there's also a navigation element to it. How do you find the Cove, right? Because I'll go on book and read the description here for you guys so you understand what we're working with story-wise. Where'd it go? Story-wise, this is the Ashtari Cloud. An ancient damaged remnant of a massive ship lies in space, generating an in-system nebula. Within it, normal propulsion is minimal and nav systems dodgy. The Maelstrom pirates figured out how to navigate the cloud and made their base of operations within its protected shroud.
The way.
So wait a minute. Is this another Wing Commander moment? And
yeah, the Pilgrim's Path. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
For sure.
Sorry, get the remembering drug ready.
Get the remembering drugs ready.
Just puts it like up by the pilot area, and it's got the memory drug in it.
Is there like a drug where you can make it feel like the way is a lot stronger or someone? We can get him high on that.
I don't need any of your drugs.
Look, I'll fly us through. You just gotta point. You gotta point me the right way. You know. Well, we can make this work. Look, Levi, you'll do the propulsion thingy with the engines. Fitzy will whatever brain you say. Ask the Space Ghost. Ask the Space Ghost for the way.
I don't think the Space Ghost is hundreds and hundreds of years old. I don't think he knows where the cove is. That's not how Space Ghosts
just trying to play ball here. I don't know how your weird
Listen, I've navigated before I had a Space Ghost. I'll navigate after it. Okay. Don't worry about it.
If he's afraid of it, we can hook up Siri to the navigation because she's part her, and she might be able to do stuff with it. But I don't.
All right, I got this. You point me in the right direction. We got the engine thing. Do your Space Ghost way. Whatever it is, you do it.
While they're arguing, she's gonna discreetly hand him an inhaler, the one that when he asked about being able to find the way, one of the drugs that she would normally cart off to the Asheri quote. That's what they sniff drugs. So she's gonna hand that to him as she goes.
You're handing that to Fitzy?
No, not Fitzy.
Oh, Christ, okay.
You won't do the drugs.
Because I also know, like, Fitzy has worked with you and knows what the Ashtari do with that fucking cloud juice.
Yeah, she's gonna discreetly hand it to him and just go sit in her lab because she's pretty much useless at this.
Are you handing it to Levi?
Yes.
Oh, Sam, you don't want it? Oh, shite.
I am going to attune.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, listen. Before you do anything, you're going to want to sit down. You're going to want to strap into the cockpit because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Oh, all right. Please sit still. And you know what? Can I lock you into the seat?
No, I'm fine.
I don't want you going roaming about.
No, I'm fine.
You'll space yourself, I swear to God.
No.
Oh,
I'm just, look, I'm doing it. I'm shut. My eyes are shut.
Oh, Space Ghost, he's fucked.
I'm just flies like
Switch is just like, oh fuck. Like explosions in front of you of the crystallized ions. What the? God damn it, McLokin.
That's why you don't hand Levi drugs, man.
I think that's exactly why we do.
It's exactly why Sally did what she did. All right. So I have a question for Levi before we actually even start whatever role this is going to end up being. Actually, shit. Sally left. All right. Let me ask you a side question then, because she's not here to answer the question I was actually going to ask her. Well, side question is, have you ever taken this drug before? Has she ever given it to you?
No.
Man, you're not supposed to take drugs that people just hand you. Haven't you ever been to a fucking rave?
Have you met Levi?
All right. So describe exactly mechanically what you're trying to do here.
So, like, he's already been programming while they're arguing and, like, getting the shield up. And so he wants to rig that up. And then she walks up with an inhaler, not saying what it is, like, and just hands it to him discreetly. And he's just like, and then I hope the job was done. And then what I wanted to do is I want to attune, and then I'm going to try to attune to I imagine the technology that's by me.
You mean Siri?
Yes.
Well, just tell me what else. What other technology is? I mean, are you talking about the technology in the cloud? Or are you talking about the ones in you know?
It's only local to the ship. I don't like because he's not like he doesn't know the way, but he knows how to attune, and that's mainly with mechanical devices, right? And so that's what he's gonna do.
It sounds like your three objects. Your three options are the cube, Siri, and Fitzy.
Well,
this sounds like it's going to be a dice roll.
Hold on a second. I have another question, and I think this really goes to both Levi and Switch, since technically, the Glory Hole 2 Electric Boogaloo belongs to the both of you.
It does.
What other technology might be on the ship? Like the basic propulsion systems and stuff like that helps you navigate the jump gates, navigation systems. Those are the typical things, right? So there's some element of that. But what else might be unusual on the ship?
I think that afterburners use some like I don't think that those were originally on the Glory when we got her. I think maybe Switch and Levi, like between the two of them, scrounged their way through like some sort of like older maybe like I don't know if it would be like the fuel itself, but maybe like something to do with like the igniters is what they rigged up with the technology. And so it like lets them basically it lets them just get like way more juice out of these engines by like shooting the fuel.
It's space nitro.
Yeah, exactly. Space nitrous.
Yeah, this could get really dangerous. So, all right.
I hope he rolls bad just to see what the effects are of the drug on him. Because, like, I know what the effects of the drug are normally.
Right. To which I ask, Sally, what are the effects of the inhaler?
Oh, God.
Do you want to know what they're supposed to be, Jerry?
Yeah. Because I have it written down, but I don't have it memorized, so you'll probably remember better than I do.
It's a space peyote. They use it to go on vision quests of their ancient ancestors.
There it is.
Space peyote. This is great. Thanks for that.
Yeah, that's what it does. It's for vision quests and spirit walking in space.
Okie dokie.
That's
Which is why as soon as you handed it to Levi, Fitzy was like, "Oh, don't! No! It's not for you! Oh, no!" Please just tie him up. It's like a bad acid trip.
Now, is the drug... Okay, guys, let's talk about the roll here then. Is the drug something that forces the position to be risky or desperate? Where otherwise it would be controlled because you guys aren't in a fight right now?
So am I making the roll and they're helping me? Because I'm like actually flying the ship? Well, how are we doing this? What's like the primary role here?
Well, I don't think it's a primary role. I think it's a series of roles. And it sounds like what Levi is doing is right now he is getting the ship all squared away so that you can navigate more effectively. Right? He's basically preparing the technology to to work really well. So with that in mind, what do you think the position here is, guys? Yeah.
I mean, what is it? So it's desperate, controlled, and is that it? I thought it was 3, right? Desperate, controlled, and risky.
Risky, controlled, desperate, or what was? Yeah.
Risky is like you're like most of the time roles are going to be like risky if you're on a job. Like controlled is like you basically have this in the bag, and desperate is like what he just did, trying to hack the like super.
Yeah,
trying to hack the FBI, the CIA
in front of the CIA. Desperate. Yeah, I don't think it's desperate, but I also don't think it's controlled, right? Because like I mean, at a minimum, Sally and Fitzy can babysit, right? Can babysit Levi on his drug-fueled trip. But it's nothing that he's ever experienced before, so he has no idea what the effects are supposed to be or what they will be on him, someone who is not, of the Ashtari people. So I think at a minimum it would be risky.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. Levi, is that good for you?
Yes. Hold on. Are the sheets working?
No. Sheets are now working.
Do I have to refresh?
Yeah, all you have to do is refresh. You may have to log out and log back in.
Yeah, that fixed it for me.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that fixed it for me too. Okay.
Awesome.
I got to put 1 point into insight. Okay.
Yeah, so I think it would be at a minimum it'd be risky.
It's risky for me doing the drug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're not in control once you take the drug, but it's also not desperate because you have Sally and Levi. You have Sally and Fitzy to corral you.
So is that an asset?
I don't think it is. I think that's just what makes it not desperate.
I will just roll 1 attune then.
All right. What's the effect though? So what are you trying to do? You're trying to prepare the. So what are you trying to attune to do? What's your end goal?
That's the thing. I don't know. There is no end goal because he doesn't know what the fuck this does. He just.
Right. But what's your end goal with what you were working on currently?
No, that's what he's saying.
I was programming. I was getting the shields to be like a counter effect the ionization of the clouds.
Right.
Less turbulence.
Okay. All right. So then the effect sounds like it's pretty localized, but not something that's like right on your person or right in the area. So it sounds like a at least a normal.
Yeah.
In respect to effects, so it sounds like a risky normal.
Standard.
You only have 1 in the tune. I'm gonna give you, because you took the drug from Sally, and given the fact that it's tune, you should definitely take an assist there, an additional die, and then it's up to you if you want to push yourself or take the devil's bargain.
Devil's bargain.
Let's see.
I mean, the easy one, Johnny, is he goes on a fucking vision quest.
I have the devil's bargain. I attune with Fitzy's brain.
He can now see Friday.
You get infected with the space ghost as well.
Oh,
That
shit.
would be hilarious.
Johnny is
Yes. Okay, but we will navigate this in a very particular way.
okay.
All right.
As a fail, you get infected with space ghost.
Please fail. Please absolutely fail this.
Well, don't devil's bargain.
I mean, the devil's bargain happens either way. The devil's bargain happens either way, so he has space ghosts.
To drop the last dice, but it's 6, 3, 4.
So you get a 6. It's a success.
Yeah, the devil's bargain is going to happen anyways, but it's still. I wanted you to. The failure would have been so much better. All right. Anyway, okay. I'm good. Look. I'm good.
I'm still tripping balls. You
will still puke it as space peyote.
Is it cosmic colored?
The puke or the mist? I would imagine so.
The mist glows a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, describe to us what it's like when you lose the contents of your stomach, and then I will narrate what happens next.
Okay, it's like I bring up the thing, and then Sally hands me this thing, and I'm like, okay. Like everything slows down for a second, and all of a sudden the universe is open to me, and it's like Judge Dredd, very much like where the slow-mo part's happening, and he's like, ooh, everything's bright and lights are enhanced, and then he's like, and throws up, and it's kind of speckly, glittery from the drug going through his system so quickly.
But only for Levi. Everyone else just sees regular vomit. But for him, it's like a unicorn.
And then he's just things are whirling, and then Siri has a face, and then it's always judgmental and bitchy, and then
you mean Sigourney Weaver looking at you, judgmental and bitchy?
Yeah, and then the cube is just very much he could see lights tracing around the cube, and he could see all the technology, and he could see Fitzy's stuff going all about, and he's just holy fuck!
Oh, for shite's sake, Friday, can you keep an eye on him? I have other things to do.
Okay, so this is the extension of that experience. I will use something that we did in the description we did in the previous game. for the Seekers. The way that the technology works in Horizon Zero Dawn is once you activate the focus, like there's all this additional information that just sort of floats in the air. For every piece of technology, there is an additional element of like stuff kind of floating in the air, and you're seeing all this information. Because as you ingest this and it like you puke it out, what you come to realize is that the cloud stuff is actually what are they called? Nanites. It's nanotechnology that actually works and reworks and kind of jiggers your brain. It's a temporary effect, but you can continue to do it by ingesting more of it. The nanites actually just kind of like work themselves out. But as that's starting to go on, you're looking over, you're able to see elements of the technology inside of the actual ship. Like you can see everything, and all of a sudden you go from starting to type to starting to reach out at the same time. Your one hand is typing while the other one is kind of reaching out, and you're reconfiguring things. And the nanites are helping you interact with the technology. As this is going on, you look over and you see Ciri's bitchy face looking back at you, and she's just like shaking her head. As you look back over, you're kind of like looking at something else. You see Fitzy kind of referring to Friday, and you see Friday slumped over, like seated next to him, kind of whispering in his ear. And now time just sort of like moves it forward for you.
I'm still high as fuck.
And you're still high as fuck. Tell me what else happens here.
At this point, I go, this is the fucking highest I've ever been. Nanites, Sally. Nanites. Who the fuck is that?
What's going on?
There's a man whispering in the space virgin's ear.
I'm trying to. This is like a hard thing to pilot. I'm trying to. Can you guys keep him?
Hello. Who are you? Hello. Are you nanites?
Oh, he's just gonna keep shouting the whole time. Levi, sit down.
Is there someone here? Can they see me?
Levi, I need you to sit down. Just sit down in your chair.
Hold on.
Siri, come over here and help me sit him down.
What? Who is that? Who is that? I'm pointing at Friday, yelling, "Who is that?"
We're buckling Levi in.
Fitzy.
No.
Go away.
I can't. I have to pilot the ship.
No. Oh shit, that was a close one. Oh shit.
Hold on. Let me. You buckle him in and lock it with the clip.
I'm fine. I don't need to be buckled.
I'm gonna grab his face.
What? Yes.
Tell me about the nanite theory.
Oh, the clouds have the nanite in them.
Ooh.
I can
hold his face
and I can see all the other technology right now.
I can smell sound.
I'm gonna need to know as much as you can tell me. And she just starts taking notes, but stays close to his face to try and keep him
then I'm like whispering everything I'm seeing at the moment, and I'm like, Fitzy has purple lights in his head right now, and I don't know, it's a man whispering. Is it a man? What is it? What's it look like?
A man.
Oh. It's a man,
looks like a man, like a middle-aged man, bald head in robes, kind of just like whispering into his ear.
I start trying to draw the man. I was like, hold on, let me draw the man.
Okay.
And then
she just hands him a notebook
because he was doing this before without anything.
Yeah, I was just literally drawing it like with the nanites in the and only I could see it, and I was just like, oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Like PSVR.
So pretty. Keep drawing and just keeping him distracted while other two try to figure
He's
out.
drawing with his finger with the.
So I am going to attempt to use the Pilgrim's Way and assist Sam.
Okay. All right. You are definitely going to be able to do that in just a second, because as Levi is doing his thing and Sally's kind of doing it, Levi's looking over at the at Friday, kind of standing next to you as he kind of moves with you. You kind of look around. You look back over at Ciri, and she's still got a really sour look on her face. But what's interesting about that is right behind her, there's somebody else standing there.
Wait, who is that?
And then we're going to cut to Levi Fitzy and Switch.
Keep drawing, and she just keeps handing him a notebook.
Once it like flashes over to us, we can just like hear them talking in the background, like lower.
And now you know this is why you just don't take things that Sally gives you and just pop it in your mouth. You can see that's just all kinds of space drugs. Anyway, hold on a minute. And I'm going to attempt to attune without the aid of Sally's space drugs.
Fantastic, because what happens here is as you're helping Switch kind of begin to kind of figure out and navigate this, the ship is really beginning to kind of buff around and just kind of get jostled by the clouds of the sort of the weird sort of like energy clouds that the nebula is made out of. But as this is happening, Switch, what you feel in the controls is Levi's work beginning to actually take effect as the compensators and the shields and everything begin to kind of just like even the ride out. So as you're kind of moving this, moving through, and the sort of the gravity compensators that were just kind of like helping keep you guys sort of like stationary and kind of not doing the whole Star Trek kind of leaning forward thing with the motion. You feel it all smooth out, and Fitzy is able to kind of lean down next to you as this is beginning to happen. So the situation is a little bit more controlled now for you and Fitzy. So how are you doing this, Fitzy? You're this Pilgrim's Progress thing.
Same thing as he's done before, right? So he has learned to navigate without use of navigational computers, by focusing on the powers of the way, the force, if you will, inherent in the way, and uses it to navigate like. You know the Indiana Jones travel montage where it's just the map with the lines on it, and then like, oh, you're in France now. He sees that through space, like he sees the guided line from Fable on which way to travel, and so that's how he travels. No, you gotta. You don't like that reference?
Guided lines through space. All right.
Yeah.
That works based on fixed points of reality. Describe to me one additional element of this that helps you navigate the fact that there are elements that actually move, like bodies of, like planets and this cove that as it moves through.
Oh, obviously it's space magic.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you turned off your targeting computer?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that, right? It's that I'm the greatest space fighter in the world. No, that's what it is. He's connecting to other technology. And it guides him through whatever the power of space wizardry is that navigates him through the right path, right? Like, the only way I can think about, like, describing it is, like, in games like Fable, when you turn on Quest Helper, and it's like, here's the golden line to follow to get to exactly where you need to go. That's kind of what Fitzy feels.
Okay.
He can sense that, like, okay, and left, right? Like, he can sense that before, like, it's like minor precognition.
Yeah, so you're like the guy with the map open, and you're like telling Switch when to turn right or left or go straight. Only you don't have a map.
Only the map's in my head, and I'm seeing it with nobody eyes. So yeah, I'm going to attune.
All right, you sure? That really okay?
No, I'm yes, it's definitely this way. Just and then arch a little bit up, and then right back down.
Okay.
So I'm going to attune, Johnny. You tell me, is this risky? I don't think it's desperate.
For fuck's sake, it is. It is very risky.
I don't think it's desperate, given what Levi did first.
Okay, so here's the thing about it. What Levi did was he made it more stable for you guys to be able to easily navigate, but you're still moving relatively slow. Okay. As you described it, there are parts of the nebula that form together and crystallize and then shatter, causing, real challenges for kind of navigating all of that.
Okay.
So, depending upon how far you want to push it, like, it can be risky or it can be absolutely desperate, depending upon how you're trying to do this.
Let's add some salt and pepper to this and push it real good. Let's go for desperate. Let's go for some desperate rolls.
Good.
Okay.
My references are on point today. I don't care who you are. The effect, I think, would be great or standard. right? Like, so the minimum effect is to get to the cove, right? The greater effect is to get to the cove unharmed and without attracting the attention of space pirates that want to kill Switch.
These ones don't hate me as much.
Yeah, but you don't know which ones are in the cloud. The ones that control the cloud don't hate you.
That's true.
There could be other ones hanging out.
Also, you know, just because the whole faction doesn't hate me doesn't mean that some of them
individual pirates don't hate you.
So great effect, I agree with, if only because what it does is it allows you to get closer to the station without being intercepted.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Let's see. Bonus dice. I am going to use my ability, my starting ability called The Way. I can spend a gambit instead of paying any stress costs.
Okay.
So I'm going to spend a gambit and push myself. Actually, you know what? No, I lied. I'm not going to do that because you can push or Devil's Bargain. And I'm on a hot streak of Devil's Bargains. So let's Devil's Bargain it up. I think I have not taken a Devil's Bargain the entire time. So yeah, I'm going to take a Devil's Bargain to give myself one extra dice.
You are going to, due to some random happenstance of Levi,
sure,
there will be a random act of Levi that involves you and the Ashtari gas.
Okay, random act of Levi. Write that down. Okay, submit. Crit! Suck it, everyone else.
Shit.
I am a space wizard as fuck.
What are you trying to do?
Space wizard.
What, you space wizard with a random act from me?
Yeah, I took a Devil's Bargain, and the Devil's Bargain was a random act of Levi.
You know, some made it to his feet. I don't know.
Something involving you and space peyote is going to hit me. But I crit, so we get to the cove. AF. Unseen or heard without colliding into any space crystals.
Navigate us there. Describe what the experience is like while you and Switch are working together to navigate through this cloud.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's Fitzy is standing like behind Switch, right? And in the creepiest way possible, he has a hand on each shoulder, as Friday is looking over Levi, right, trying to like see what's wrong with him, and instead of like verbally telling Switch where to go, because this has happened before and Switch is, I think, more or less used to it at this point, he's just subtly turning him in different directions. Like he's like Switch is the joystick, as he like his eyes kind of gloss over, and for Levi, who is doodling and staring at the different invisible people on the ship, you see like waves just emanate from Fitzy, and then you can kind of see this line, very like Donnie Darko, comes out of Fitzy's like chest and goes through space until you kind of can't see it anymore.
I just want to be clear here. Switch is very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
regardless of how used to it he might be.
For sure.
But he's got a cig in his mouth. He's flying. He's he's doing the thing.
Yeah, because it's easier for me to jostle you around than it is to tell you how to do it yourself. And so he's feeling his way around space.
So as you're kind of doing this and you're kind of looking around, you look back to Levi. Levi, what happens?
You're muted.
You're muted.
That's what happens. He can't speak anymore.
Nothing.
As soon as you look back, I was like, I'll talk to you in a second. And you just hear it arguing, and then you're like kind of guiding, and you're like, what's he talking to? And you turn around, and I put the inhaler in your mouth and go, I want you to see what I see.
It's like, Friday, I thought I told you to. Oh, shite.
Sally actually holds her face in fear because she's like, oh, that was bad.
Oh, no. Switch, I have about 45 seconds. You better just step on it.
She buckles him into his seat, and then she buckles into her own seat and just holds her face and goes, oh,
42, 41, 40, 39, 38. Punch it! 37.
Hit the afterburners.
32, 31.
I'm like rolling back to the engineering room.
Finally, after what feels like an eternity of seconds counting down, just as Fitzy is about to feel the contents of his stomach exit,
2,
burst through a cloud, and you realize immediately, Switch, what you need to do is kind of pull back on the acceleration, because standing in, floating in front of you as Fitzy goes off and pukes off to the side. And man, this smells worse than whatever Levi did, because whatever was in Fitzy's stomach, it also involved some really bad, like, rot gut alcohol.
What?
And just
classy gentleman.
I would not.
Straight bathtub bourbon.
On the view screen in front of you, you see the weirdest sort of configuration of ships and cargo containers and other bits of like space debris that have all been sort of welded and attached together, and they're floating just and sort of like slightly turning, and you can see that it's also kind of like drifting. Like there's like it's under some level of propulsion, but it's like just this whole shifting kind of a thing. And you can see the location where you would want to sort of dock. It's the docking area, and it's like an external like situation where you've like there's a docking port, and you kind of sidle up to the side. But this thing is just like the biggest hunk of junk. Every spaceship that you could ever think of, there is some piece of it that is attached to this thing, welded and managed in such a way. And there's like a dance of lightning sort of in the background a little bit. It kind of illuminates the entire thing. You can see that parts of this thing are actually reaching into sort of the cloud around it, as it's bigger than you kind of expect.
Yeah, I think like Switch like pulls up hard, and like that causes like disgusting grossness to go everywhere. And he's just like, I hate this ship. I hate everything. I hate you all.
I am so fucking high.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to try?
No.
Why?
The inhaler from
No.
maybe a little less of this.
It's so.
All right, look, when she's taking it away from you.
Levi has walked off chasing the inhaler.
Switch will start making his way to the docking bay.
All right. As you begin to approach, it seems like every other ship floating around right now that's either in process of docking, attached to, or is kind of making its way, is all flying in the colors of the Maelstrom Pirates, except for one. And it is a sleek black ship, just completely 100% black, darker than space kind of a thing. And it looks to be docked, pretty close to what would be sort of like the center of this place. And as you're kind of making your way and kind of shifting through and navigating towards, what you would expect the docking port, you hear over the comms, Cove docking control. Identify yourselves, unknown ship. How the hell did you get in here?
We know the way.
Drugs.
Nope. Shut up. We got the good map from. So I want to roll to see if I know anyone in the Maelstrom now at this point.
All right. I'll tell you what. You tell me who you know, and we'll play it off and see how it goes. We don't even need to roll. We're just going to play it off and see how that goes.
All right. I know one of my friends list that I didn't mark positive or negative is Rin, who's a smuggler. Rin does some smuggling work. Old smuggling buddy who works mostly with the Maelstrom. I think maybe Rin and Switch did some like kind of more independent work before Rin kind of made it up the ladder a little ways with the Maelstrom and became a little bit more tied to them. Little closer aligned and less kind of floating in the margins the way Switch does. So yeah, he'll be like, yeah, I got directions from Rin. I'm sure she's expecting me. We're old smuggler buddies. She said drop by when the time came. I got some business to do. Figured I'd come see the friends, and old Switch is always a friend. This is the Blaze of Glory, by the way.
That's a lie. Glory Hole 2, Cosmic Boogaloo.
I have this thing muted when I'm not talking, because
I use the way to communicate.
It's interesting. Your transponder says Glory Hole 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Come on, I can't be
Cosmic Boogaloo.
We can't be the first ones running a bad transponder in here. I mean, look, it's a rough world out there. Come on.
I'm going to use the way to try to communicate that this is the name of the ship, and be like,
who are you communicating with?
But that's it. That's all he's doing is this.
Yeah, that's literally all I'm doing.
That's all you're doing?
Anything. But I'm like trying, like, I know the way. And then
All right. Here's the thing. You tell me who you're communicating to, and I'm going to make it happen, but there's going to be a side effect.
They're on the other side of the person we're talking to.
No.
All right. The voiceover kind of cracks a little bit. Ow! Somebody named what? Cosmic Boogaloo. Yeah. Okay. All right. Voices in my head. Ow! Something tells me that you're called the Cosmic Boogaloo. All right. Well, Cosmic Boogaloo docket. Docking port 94.
All right. Much appreciated there.
I'm a space virgin.
And
staring at him, just like trying not to die.
Are you taking notes on this, Sally? I just fucking controlled a man's mind.
And the radio clicks over, and the side effect is that while that worked, it burned all of the nanites out of your bloodstream, like in your body, and you're starting to feel that massive, nasty hangover.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't see. I never had the interaction with the person who is with Sally, though.
Siri.
Not Siri.
No, you did not. You might have to take some more drugs to make it happen again.
Sally, I feel like crap. Give me the inhaler.
I'm coming down.
No more inhalers, not.
There was a man behind Siri, and I need to know who it was. And you get to test more.
Ooh.
No. Please, can we? Let's just one section of this job. Technically, we're still on the same goddamn job. I want to point out for one portion of one job. Let's just stay a little bit sober. I'm not saying sober. I'm saying just not out of your goddamn skull, fucking going crazy, fucked up, and we'll get rid of this thing. We'll meet my friend Rin. I'm sure Rin has something else for us to do, and then we can all get high, and we'll have a grand old time. And just please.
Sally's gonna take the inhaler and she's gonna follow me, and she's gonna get him out of her lab. She's gonna toss it behind him and seal the door to the lab. It's gonna slide into the lab as the door's closed.
No.
She's gonna take your gun and she's gonna shoot him. It's gonna have a mild sedative in it and also a slight hangover. Not gonna fall all the way asleep, but he's just gonna be like a sad panda.
Poor sad Levi.
On the other hand, Johnny, can I attune to the way to hold my shit together?
And that's why Sally's gonna give
as someone who's experienced in
not him, yeah.
As someone who's experienced and trained in the uses of the way and like tapping into its power, can I try to ride this bitch out?
Okay.
Okay.
Please do.
What is
However, we're going to start this bitch off right with it's totally 100% desperate.
Okay. What's the effect?
I don't know. Just tell me what you think is going to be the right effect here.
I mean, at a minimum, right? I think so it would be limited, right? So, like, at a minimum, all I'm trying to do is function as a person, right? So, like, get up and not seem like Levi is my goal. So even if I'm seeing crazy shit and I'm going on a trip, like, I know that I'm on a trip, and I know that this isn't real, and I know that this is all, like, nanites affecting my perception of the way, and I'm still able to function as an adult. Or at least adjacent to an adult. So I think limited. Like, I'm still going to see fucked up crazy shit, and ghosts and auras, and all kinds of wacky things, but as long as I can function and differentiate between what's way energy and people.
Okay.
So I think that would be either standard or limited.
I think it's going to be standard because there's a slight effect that might happen if you fail this roll.
Okay. Do I have...
Push yourself or take the devil's bargain?
I'm going to push myself, and I'm going to use my starting ability, which is spend a gambit instead. So we're going to be down a gambit when we start a next mission.
So this is another gambit that you're down.
No. I only used... this is the only one. Last time I took a devil's bargain.
Okay, you're right. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Okay, so you're gonna do that.
Yep. And no devil's bargain this time.
I don't think anybody yet.
So a 6. Yeah, I don't think anyone can assist me at this moment. So a 6.
Yeah, nope. All right. Describe to me what Fitzy actually sees as he's taking control of this. Like, just narrate us from, oh shit, everything's going crazy, to I'm bringing us back to some sense of, like, normalcy.
Yeah, so it's like, so when Fitzy was counting down, once he got towards, like, single digits, he buckled himself in to, like, the co-pilot seat next to Switch. But, like, the one behind, so he couldn't be tempted to touch the shiny buttons. And then, so the whole time that Switch is interacting and that Levi and Sally are doing their thing, he's just sitting there, stoned. And he's trying to concentrate on, like, realizing what's real and what's not real, in the same way that you can kind of lucid dream, right? So he's in control of what he sees, and he can see, like, okay, this is, like, warbly nonsense around crates, but he can establish that these crates are real. This is a ghost aura. This is, aura. This is, Friday. But he can see, like, this is just Switch. And then so he can kind of see the normal things with, like, an overlay of weird way shit on top of it.
Does he see the man with Siri?
Hold on, we're going to get to that.
And then, so once he feels confident in that he can tell one apart from the other, he'll, like, unbuckle himself and slowly start to stand and slowly start to make his way, like, holding the wall down the ship.
All right. So as you're, like, doing this, like, you kind of bring it all into normal. Like, you see the overlays that Levi was seeing with the technology, and so you're able to kind of see and manipulate that. But there is a side effect to it as your focus comes to Friday. He kind of looks at you and says, I'm kind of impressed, but there's going to be a side effect here, and I'm a little sorry about it.
Oh, I'm sure.
And plop, he becomes 2. And they say in unison, it's the kind of thing where, because of the type of technology that's in your head, plop, they become 4.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You're going to see some things as you take control of it that are going to be a little bit more realistic in representation of what plop. There's 8 of them, and they're kind of situated all around as their voices get louder.
And let me guess, if I drink, this is just going to become worse.
I don't know. We don't know what the side effects are. Maybe it'll kill the nanites. Plop. There's 16 of them.
Oh, are we getting drunk?
You might want to to try to get Sally to give you a sedative. I mean, it seems like you guys are close enough to, like, plop, and then there's 32 of them sort of spread all around the room.
No, I'm just gonna deal with it. I don't trust her drugs to begin with.
They all kind of look at each other and look back at you, and they say, I think this is it. And then, like, one of them forks into an additional one, and so now there are 33 of them. I think the visual representation has caught up to how much of your brain we've actually taken over so far.
Okay, cool.
You might want to hurry up.
Great. If you could only just talk one at a time or not at all, would be great.
They all say in unison, yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Okay, great. No one talk.
Tell one to say one word, and one to say the other word, and another one to say the other word.
Levi, shut up. No one talk.
Sally is now going through her gun because that's all she has from her lab. She locked her lab just to. Okay.
All right.
I might have one.
No, I think I'm fine.
But you're gonna have to poop it out.
No. No, put it down.
I'm putting it down.
Unload it. I'm fine. Save that for Levi. He's gonna have a hard crash afterwards.
He's already drugged him. He's just.
I'm fine. He's laying on the ground. He thinks he's standing up and having a conversation. He's like, I'm fine. Look, standing on my own 2 feet. Yeah.
You're.
Okay. Well.
It's mostly better. He'll be okay in a little bit.
Shite. Switch.
As you're kind of looking towards Levi, and you're seeing him sort of doing his thing. You see Siri just kind of floating there, kind of being ridiculous to him, mouthing off to him. You do see another figure sort of standing behind Siri.
Does it look like Friday?
No.
Friday, don't just nods and head shakes, please. You're too loud. I don't want to alarm all 32 of you, 33 of you, but there's someone else here. And I'm pretty sure no one else can see them except for me.
No! Who is it?
There's not. Levi, I don't want to alarm you, but your robot has a friend.
I know, that's what I saw, but I'm not high anymore. I need to get high again.
Oh.
I straight up cannot handle any more Space Ghost talk today.
Okay, here we go, boys. If we finish the thing, I will give you more of the sniffy sniff, okay? But we gotta finish the thing.
Okay.
All right, I'll deal with you later.
Come on, everyone.
Sally tries to help him up, but is not strong enough to pick him up at all.
I'm not a terribly big person.
She just Sally's even smaller, so she's just gonna fall over too.
I pull up the message on the nearly unconscious Levi's pad. Does it say where in the cove to go?
Yeah, actually it does. It says, what was it that I said? It was like the place Right? So the referral to that actually is, when you think about that actually refers to a place on the cove, which happens to be, a pretty, sort of a good old time. It's called the Smuggler's Bay.
Perfect.
And it's a place where smugglers go to kind of drink their rum and have a good time, and the rum is ever flowing, kind of a thing. But it's also, it's literally sea pirate themed.
Actually, if it's the place I know, it would be the Wrecker's Bar, and it'd be called Screw This.
Okay, so retcon all of that. It's a Wrecker's Bar, sort of on one of the sort of peripheral, sort of like dangly sort of appendages that is attached to this place, and it is called Screw This.
There's also a strip club called Nuts and Bolts.
So,
is that Nuts and Bolts or Nuts and Volts?
Yes. Ooh, Nuts and Bolts. I like Nuts and Bolts.
I've heard it both ways.
Had it both ways or heard it both ways?
Either or.
Good. I think Switch looks like kind of in his element right now, right? Like he's kind of like strolling down the street in his like long coat, feeling feeling like he knows what's up. This is among his people, right?
You could be, yeah. I think it would be his people.
I really like the scene where it's like it's a movie scene. It's being shot and like Switch is like walking down. It's like cool music's playing. He's like, yeah. And then the people behind him, you have he's trying to look like he's sober, but he's just like staring at shit way too long and then trying to walk normally. Then you have Levi who's like kind of like fucking high on sedatives and fucking coming down on shit. It was Sally trying to hold him up and like put drugs on it, and then he just kind of turns around and goes.
In my head right now, Switch is Mac from Always Sunny when he has the duster, with the duster episodes.
Yes, perfect.
And he just gains all the new confidence from the duster.
So the entire interior of the Cove is interesting because it's basically like any episode where you're watching The Expanse and they're on a station and it's a place like the Belters would be. Right, everything is confines and really kind of tightly knit. There's very little sort of like open space, like the apartment building where I can't remember the name of the cop, used to live, where it's like a big open sort of space, like 4 or 5 stories tall. No, this is all like docks and like tunnels and hallways and things that just feel very claustrophobic. So if you are claustrophobic at all, I'm really sorry for describing this in advance, but yeah, it's a pretty tight fit as you're in there. But as you're kind of navigating, your way through this, there are various sort of displays and screens, and they're playing, whatever it is, whatever broadcast that plays as quote unquote the pirate signal coming out of the Cove. What does the place? What was it? Screw This?
Yeah.
What does the screw list look like? And tell us about when you arrive there. And it's like I said, it's on one of the appendages, sort of far off from like the center of the Cove. Tell us a little bit more about the Screw This.
Well, so as you walk towards it, like you see, you have very much like side shops as you're going through, and it gets like more and more kind of like scummy as you go along. And then you have like food vendors just running along the street trying to sell you food, or like people trying to sell you bootleg shit all the time. Very much like it's lit up by like neon lights, and like there is you can't see the outside. And then when you get up to Screw This, it's basically like a functioning like holographic sign that kind of like flickers in and out a little bit and then works, and like you come up and there's like a bunch of scrap, like pieces of equipment, pieces of ship, like the black and yellow like dash marks that like to signify like doors and stuff like that, or not dash, but the vertical like slashes and all that kind of stuff for like danger and all that. And very much like there's like smoke like coming out, and like not a lot of people coming in and out. It's mainly like when the wreckers come here, they come here to hang out and drink and like or get laid or whatever they want to do here. And or like it's also works as kind of a flea market between them. So if you're looking here to get like some junk or scrap, this is the place to go.
Okay. So as you're kind of entering in, what kind of music is playing at the Screw This?
Classic rock. So actually, let's pick a song. Hold on. We have a list.
Please pick a song. I think there's a list of that you can really pull from that might make this more entertaining.
Hold on real quick. Because I picked a lot of these songs.
Anything by Motorhead.
No.
Or Thin Lizzy.
Yep.
No, I haven't. It's Kiss. I Was Made for Loving You.
Perfect.
So wait a minute. I just have a one last question about the Wreckers, because this will set the tone for the rest of the time that we're playing with the Wreckers. Are they really just glam metalheads?
Yeah.
Are they 70s glam rockers?
Yeah, we're the Wreckers.
Nice.
All right, you did this to yourself, because as you're walking in, you see, various like individuals like displaying their wreckers sort of colors, essentially, along with some other patrons who are just normal, the cruft of the station.
I feel like it's the opening scene from Terminator 2 when he takes all the guys' clothes. That's what this bar looks like, right? That's what like the people inside. They'll have like their motorcycle colors, right?
Yeah. So ironically, I've been to that bar. It's a shithole. Just saying.
Perfect. Then the Wreckers has a shithole. You nailed it.
See, here's the one additional thing about the Wreckers in this particular bar, because they're all like displaying their colors or whatever. Some of them have black and white face paint with a little bit of like red kind of trickling around different places. So it looks like a bad kiss show basically as you're walking in.
So a regular kiss show.
Yes. Anybody ever seen the Family Guy episode where they go to kiss the kiss camp or kiss con or whatever?
Yeah, kiss con.
Oh, Gene.
They really have a great time.
All right, so you step in, and immediately the woman behind the counter who's got this like beautiful face of makeup looks over and says, "Levi?
Hi.
Shit, no, Levi, is that you?"
Yeah.
It's only like half of him at most right now.
It's the half that matters.
And she kind of looks you up and down and kind of lingers in certain spots real quick and says, "God, I hope so. It's been a couple of years."
Has it?
What, you don't remember?
No. Wait, I need the remembering drug.
No, not right now.
I don't mix and match.
Hey, I appreciate it. We're I don't know if we've met. I'm an old friend of Elite as well.
Does there anyone that doesn't look like they belong here?
He says out loud.
Yes, I say that. I'm gonna. The bartender is named Trixie. Trixie, is there anyone that doesn't look like they belong here?
Shit, honey, it's the Wreckers. Of course, there's all kinds of people that are here all the time.
I mean, like they look like they're dressing nice or something like that. Is that?
She kind of looks at you. Did you go all corporate?
No.
I mean, he's high right now, so.
I am pretty high. Well, I'm coming down, and then I was brought. Well, was it a sedative?
It's a bit of a sedative and a bit of a hangover cure.
Oh, so it's got raw egg in it.
Sure.
And penicillin.
Probably that. Electrolytes.
I actually forgot who we're meeting.
Trixie kind of looks at you and looks at the rest of the group and kind of looks back at you. I recognize him, and she points to Switch. I don't know why you're running with him still, but I recognize him. Who are these two?
They're the new crew. This is Sally, and this is Fitzy. They help out.
Hello.
I also don't appreciate what you're insinuating there, Trixie. I always did right by you and Levi and the Wreckers, so I don't know where that's coming from.
Well, your buddy Boris doesn't quite think so. He's been in here on occasion.
Now look at here. Boris is getting exactly what he goddamn deserves, and I just had words with Boris, and in fact, he's probably even less happy now, but
I'm sure he's got a shitty attitude.
I can't help it. She just starts dying laughing.
But I tell you what, he got everything he deserved and more, and I will be the first one to talk shit about Draxler's Raiders in the Maelstrom base,
Well, you know about the Raiders and Maelstrom building an alliance, and she kind of looks at you and she just kind of wonders about,
Look, I mean, I've been doing this a little while. Alliances or no, these people aren't gonna start liking each other all of a sudden. You don't think they're gonna? You think they're gonna stop making jokes at each other's expenses? You think they're gonna stop talking shit? Come on. You know better than that. You've been around the block.
How long? When was the last time you were actually on the Cove? And she kind of looks at you like, "The hell are you talking about?"
It's been what? How long has it been? About it had to be about a year, right, Levi? Since we've been around here.
Sally, we need the remembering drug.
I'm gonna go with about a year.
She's finally stopped laughing and she's like trying so hard not to pull drugs out of her jacket that she did lock in the lab and he hasn't figured that out yet. Because her natural instinct is to just hand out drugs.
So,
like, you're telling me that over a single year, let's forget business partners aside, we all have worked with people we don't like. I'm the first one to work with people I don't like. But you are really gonna tell me that Draxler and Ryle decided to become best buddies? They're all friends now.
the Banshee's been making moves. It's a serious affair. There's talk about even going legitimate.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Nobody believes it, but the Banshee's been making some serious moves. I would be careful calling her by her real name too. She's made some interesting shifts. Your good friend Ren. That's her right hand there. You better be careful.
I think Switch gives a little low whistle. He's like, really? Wow, Rin making her way up in the world. Well, she owes me a favor or two, if I recall correctly. I mean, I helped her out of a couple tough. She was in a tough spot with the law. Out over in Iota, I did some legal work for her back when I was still doing that sort of thing.
She kind of, she comes in here on occasion. You might want to be careful. She may not be the same person that you remember either, but
Look, no one is the
cautiously.
Same. I'm always cautious, and it never works out for me. But that's okay. Look, we got business to attend to. I think I'm sure we can get some more information eventually. You got a table? Should we get some drinks? Friends? Drinks? Anyone?
She points to a table that's sort of the back side of the wall. And she says,
Can I get the Miley? The wrecking ball. The wrecking ball. The drink called the Miley, the wrecking ball. The Miley. The one that fucks you up. And it's in a sledgehammer glass.
It's been a while. I don't know. You look like you've gone a little clean and corporate there. I'm not sure that you can handle, your alcohol anymore.
Excuse me. I did some drugs that made me see her technology, and it was fucking crazy. I'm also a little high right now.
He's very heavily sedated. I don't know if that... I'm not a doctor, but arguably neither is she. But I don't think you should be mixing alcohol with whatever he's taken already.
Oh, he'll be fine. Trixie, how do I look corporate?
Doctor.
I work in an engineering room, and I still do things.
He's the sweatiest one of us.
Wait,
He's trying to bang her, and she just leans over to his...
I don't think you would call him corporate if you saw what he did.
All right.
Well, but he's a space virgin now, so it's not... It's a whole new experience.
Oh, so you're embracing this.
Do you want to pop my space cherry?
Damn it.
So she kind of looks at you, Levi. She's like, all right, wrecking ball. Definitely. You want a Miley? It's going to be a Miley for all of you. I'm going to need to watch you drink it, though.
Yes.
Each one of you.
Oh. That's fine. That's my special talent.
You're always drunk.
Yeah, it's like...
That's my secret.
That's my
I'm
secret,
always
Cap.
drunk.
I'm always drunk.
All right. So she places these glasses in front of you. Loke, this is yours. Go for it. Describe.
They are all in sledgehammers, right? And there is salt licked on the side of the sledgehammer, and you have to lick the sledgehammer and then shoot the drink. And it is super potent. That's it. And that's the Miley.
It comes in like a wrecking ball, from what I understand.
It's sledgehammer.
I said it comes in like a wrecking ball.
No, it hits you like a wrecking ball.
Oh, right.
Okay, so Levi definitely drinks, and it sounds like Fitzy drinks. What about Switch and Sally?
Sally probably doesn't drink, believe it or not. It's not her thing.
Yeah, Switch will drink. He's not he's not like the most like heavy drinker by any means. He's not like these two over there, but he's a space scoundrel, right? You know, he drinks with the best of them.
Yeah, Fitzy.
So as the four of you take it, it has various effects on you. But Trixie looks impressed. She's like, and she looks specifically at Switch and Fitzy. Never batting an eye at Levi or Sally. She looks at Switch and Fitzy and she says, all right, you two aren't really space virgins, are you?
Sally bursts out laughing. She can't.
And she sends you guys back to the table. She says the next round's, on the house.
Oh. Great.
And so as you're making your way back toward the table, you can hear various commotion and clamor, conversation going on. As you're kind of like picking it up and just kind of, you're getting a little bit of the scuttlebutt on the station being about the Banshee is on a tire, she's acting like a tyrant right now. She's hunting down something. There's a beeping noise coming from Levi's jacket or shirt or pocket or whatever else.
Is it the thing?
Yes, it's the data stick, and it's beeping and it's green.
Okay, I start doing it.
All right, so as you the four of you begin to sit down, you slide it into your data pad. All this information starts to pop up. Starts talking to you about House Malclef and how they are the seat of power in the Procyon sector. Most information that you basically know. Mm-hmm. But as it's kind of like, beginning to kind of, you get into the nitty gritty and the details, a couple things that become really, really kind of clear for you for the first time, something that you never really quite thought about, because it's always referred to as House Malclef. And there's talk about the power and the influence of House Malclef. There is only one public figure known for House Malclef. Everybody else, every other member, family member, affiliate, anybody who works for the organization, no names are known.
Mm-hmm.
And then it gets to the bottom as it starts talking about assets and various elements that they control. So it's basically a nice big dossier. And then at the bottom, as you're kind of reading through it, it says the goal is 3 things: infiltrate, expose, and infiltrate, expose, and what's the word I'm looking for? It is
Exfiltrate?
No, not exterminate. It is
disseminate. Is it what was it?
Infiltrate, expose, and embarrass. And so I was like, all this information's kind of, coming down to you. there's some other like clear objectives that kind of become about this that you're supposed to basically just kind of make them look bad in some way, shape, or form. And so all this information is coming through. What are the rest of you doing as he's like head into the data pad?
Drinking as many free rounds as I can get.
And they keep coming.
Perfect.
Sally?
She's just taking everything in.
You see the crowd.
Particularly.
The crowd really kind of stands out to you as being sort of like a as described, the wreckers and that kind of a thing. And there's various people, but there seems to be a lot of business deals going on. However, there's a lot of tension in the room, making you feel like maybe you should start disseminating your drugs a little bit.
Okay.
And switch.
Yeah, well, like if he's taking care of his stuff, I think Switch will keep a close eye on the table, but I think he'll stand up and start like making rounds, just like doing his like kind of party thing where, like, you know, maybe he kind of vaguely recognizes somebody over there. He's like kind of meeting somebody over here, and like kind of like low-key probing the room for information as he like consorts around with different groups.
Oh my.
So as you're having a conversation with a couple of pirates who are talking, a couple of wreckers, and you're talking about races, you know, one of the races that are going on locally in the system of Ren, they kind of look behind you as you're kind of like having the conversation. You realize you've got their attention, but they begin to look behind you and they start to get a little quiet. And just at the moment when you're feeling like really you need to figure out what the hell they're looking behind you about, you hear a very familiar voice, and she says, "What the hell makes you think that you can use my name to bypass security on this station?" Huh? And as you turn, you see Ren. What does Ren look like?
Oh, that's a good question. I think she is probably not very tall. Switch is already not like a particularly tall guy, and I think he is probably like 4 or 5 inches taller than Ren, but Ren still manages to tower over him. I think she has probably like olive skin, like Mediterranean kind of complexion, dark hair, dark eyes. She's probably, I think Switch would have expected to see her in clothing like reminiscent of his, kind of like a little bit higher end, but very like space scoundrel. But instead, she's probably like looks much more buttoned up than he would have expected. Whether that's like more naval or more business, I think I'll let you flavor based on like where the maelstrom is right now. And I think she's like maybe got like some sort of like data slate or something that she's carrying. Like she didn't have enough time. It's clear that she like didn't have enough time to like make a specific visit to come like berate Switch. This is like between different things that she's taking care of.
And as you take all this in, and she's kind of looking this, and she's engaged with you. She says, I don't have time for this. This is not on my schedule. They, on the other hand, have plenty of time, and they're going to escort you to go see Banshee herself. And as you look over, you see a group of 4 pirates, full maelstrom colors, but they look a little bit more formalized, as if they're wearing at least uniform jackets, and each of them have a blaster, and they're like beginning to kind of point in your general direction, and that's where we're going to end it.
Awesome. Good.
Fine.
Hey everyone, what did you do this episode? A bunch of drugs. Hell yeah. Guys, this has been episode 5 of Blaze of Glory, Stuck in the Middle. If you're just tuning in late or just tuning in now, this is going to be up on YouTube in a couple days, so check that out. If you are a Twitch subscriber, you can get it right now. If you are a patron, you can get it by tomorrow morning as a podcast. So if you guys want to support the channel, the best way to support the channel is on Patreon. And if you want to join the conversation, do that on Discord. That being said, let's jump around to our cast and crew here, and then jump over and host one of our friends. We'll start with Sam. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to, man?
I am Sam, twitch.tv/WizenFool, Twitter @TheWizenFool. I am playing games and doing stuff. We are finally getting off the ground with this Game of Thrones thing me and Johnny are doing on AP Gaming Reels channel. We made houses. I think that character creation, though it's a little bit slower, so I don't know if everyone's going to be interested, but we did, that is up on the YouTubes. And I'm very excited about that. We're gonna I've got this whole house themed out, and I've got good ideas for characters. And I know Johnny and everyone else playing has really interesting ideas too. We're all gonna be backstabbing each other and doing political shenanigans. It's gonna be great, and that starts the 8th of September.
Yeah, it's a week from Sunday.
Sweet. Speaking of, let's jump over to Johnny. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
Video Store Cowboy, everywhere except on Twitter where it's VidStore Cowboy. This week I will actually be doing some streaming where I actually do the character creation for the extra people in my house for this House Wars show. So I will be digging into the character creation stuff a little bit and how shitty it is and how it takes repetition to really get it right. If you watch the video that Sam was referring to, it was incredibly painful at first, but does get better, but it never comes with what I would call an easy sort of like 5-minute solution. So
yeah, that book is rough.
Yeah, it is nasty and rough, and I think AP was right. House creation and all the house stuff is so much easier than individual character creation. It's a lot more fun to create houses than it is to create characters. But so besides that, you can also find me on Arvin Eleron's channel this Friday for their version of space opera bullshit called Esper Genesis, and it's a lot of fun. So come find me there.
But not as fun as this one.
No, it's not. This is so much more fun, and it's because it's Scum and Villainy.
Speaking of fun, take this how you will. Cherry, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I'm apparently slowly theming my life after space drugs. It's
Perfect.
fine. Playing some GTA this week, getting into some big court stuff. We arrested somebody big this week. Gonna be doing I think he's up for 200 years.
Whoa!
Gonna be doing some court RP, gonna be doing some regular old GTA stuff, 2-hour readings, all that fun stuff. Cherry Babam on Twitch, CherryBabam7 on Twitter, Instagram, whatnot. Come see me, come hang out. Lots of cats, lots of space drugs.
Hell yeah. And doing all the space drugs, McLogan, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to, man?
Hi, I'm McLogan. I do random shows here on Twitch, whoever will have me. And then
I'll have you any day.
Oh,
Ditto.
Yeah, hey, all these women suitors coming my way. I got the vapors. So I've been getting into map drawing. I'm going to start streaming that as soon as I figure out how I'm going to do that or where I'm going to do that. And then, yeah, I would also like to add, I got enough experience where I got a special ability, and it's called the Way of the Hack. And since I've taken apart technology and got high and saw technology it working in the process, I can now hack technology with my tech.
Intent. Fitzy needs to hang out with him.
We're all in trouble. That being said, speaking of being in trouble, we're going to go raid our friends over at Tales from the Grim, where they are having their own space nonsense with a little bit of Modifius's Star Trek game. So go give them all of your hot, sticky raid love, and from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.